Hey everyone, welcome back to Encinas Unfiltered. We're informed, unfiltered, unmatched. And in Encinas Unfiltered, you expect raw takes, real talk, and sports like you haven't heard before. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. That really helps us with the YouTube algorithm. So we do have an announcement for you guys today. I haven't not shared this with anybody besides Xavier, but this is officially our last episode. No more debates, no more breakdowns, no more hot takes. No next week.
We kind of talked about it offline, life changes, just everything kind of changes, and sometimes you gotta pick and choose and just know when, maybe it's time to just kind of take that step and just step away from some things so, you can get everything right.
We started the show with a bunch of opinions. Really didn't have a good mic. Now we do.
No, still don't have a background either.
Still got a background. But we definitely had a lot of love for the game of football. And obviously I did other things like MMA and boxing as well. And honestly, it got really real. We got monetized on YouTube. We grew our following. We had a lot of people involved, a lot of guests, and it was something really, really special.
Yeah, and it was a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of censoring,
A lot of censoring.
a whole lot of censoring, your boys 1-0 in debates, so there's a lot of legendary stuff going on there. But for the most part, at least for the time that I've been here, you guys have been with us for the pretty much the entire time. So, we do appreciate that.
So if you're hearing this, just know this isn't a break. This isn't a reset. This is goodbye. Until the start of the 2026 NFL season, you thought you can get rid of this, huh?
Let's go, boys.
I know Hayden and Angel right there crapping their pants for a second. No, we'll be back. Don't worry, boys and girls. You thought we were going to go somewhere.
I know. Hayden will have no way to come back from the devastating loss that was. that debate just got destroyed, just like Shedeur Sanders in the Pro Bowl.
I will say, that's a sore subject, but I will say that a lot of people have been saying that this isn't even a debate, and a lot of people would take Cam Ward over Shedeur Sanders. And I'm not trying to rage bait anybody, but that's definitely what I've heard through the different social media channels. But we thought we'd just clickbait you guys a little bit. I thought it'd be fun. It is the last episode of the season, so. Yep. Of course, you got to do a little clickbait. Pebble and I did that in season 1.
It's that fun time too, because you'll see more of Rod because he does his other stuff as well. But then you get to see the fun change to see if I get fatter or skinnier. It's gonna be pretty sweet.
I guess now is a good time to start getting into the normal portion of the show where I give you a little bit of announcements, and then we'll kind of talk about what we're going to talk about today. So, as a reminder, this is the last and final week to join our membership program through YouTube. It's only 99 cents a month for life. And I'll say that again, it's 99 cents a month for life. The promotion is done February 8th. This episode's going to come out Thursday, which is going to be the 5th of February. So you have a couple more days, and that's it. And that's basically, you have our Founders Edition, which I believe Xavier coined.
All right.
Yeah, I believe you coined that. But basically, you get our Legend Tier membership benefits, which is our grandest tier on our YouTube. So instead of paying, like $25 a month, you get it for 99 cents a month. So being a member or being a Founders Edition member will allow you to have all tiers. You have early access to our episodes, shorts, and to our Discord. And speaking of Discord, obviously it's an executive decision. Sorry, Xavier. But I've been talking with a bunch of people and trying to figure out a way to kind of liven it up a little bit. And actually, I'll shout out the boy Angel, our delusional Cowboys fan. He gave us a suggestion, or gave me a suggestion, and honestly, I like it. We're going to open up the Discord to be free for everybody, so everyone can come in and join. But some of those exclusive benefits are still going to be for the YouTube members. So if you want the one-on-one fantasy advice, if you want the behind the scenes, if you want the early access to all the videos and stuff, that's still going to be behind that paywall, I guess, if that makes sense. But in general, for like the boxing, the MMA, the football, the video games, baseball, basketball, whatever it is that you're into, the general chat is going to be open. So I think that'll be a fun way to integrate more people into the show, and hopefully find some more people for some more debates, because I really enjoyed listening to that after I gave it a month to simmer a little bit. But so that's the plan with that moving forward. So if you guys are interested, I will leave a link in the description of this video, or you can just DM me directly and I will send you the link in the invite. Also, if you're interested in merch, like I said this last couple of weeks, We do have a new merch website. It's pretty good. I'm very happy about it. I put a lot of time into it. Obviously, not as much time, or I put more time into that than I did editing the last episode, the Great Debate, since it took so long. That's on me. But we are doing a special event. This is the last week of our special event. It is a promotional event. I'm going to be putting a code in the show. And I believe the first two winners were Angel, and it was a former guest, Fabian. Fabian, the boy's been on the show. He's a MMA fighter out here in the Central Valley. So congrats, you two. But this is going to be the last one for the season. Obviously, this is our last episode. And the code's going to say, I'm going to say it. So I'll say this. In the past, I was just putting it visually onto the screen, and even Xavier didn't know what the code was going to be. But this week, I'm going to verbally say it and visually show it. That way, it's kind of a fair game, because I know a lot of people listen rather than directly watch. I mean, there's not really a whole lot to see. We're just two guys talking right into a camera. So
Yep.
that way, everyone has an equal opportunity to use it. So you can go to the link in our description to go to the merch store directly. But we also have the store on our YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And as an example of the code, you'll see it like this, and I'll show it here. And I'm just literally just going to say example for right now. So just testing you guys, let you know what it's going to sound like, what it's going to look like. And another note about the code, that's a one-time use code that you can use while checking out from our merch store. So I need to make that clear, because some people are kind of confused about the way it works. So it's first come, first serve. You find the code, you check out in our store. Once it's used, and that's it. So this is a reminder to stay tuned for our fantasy football draft episode in August. This is to help you guys with the 2026 fantasy football draft. But do stay tuned. I know this is the last episode of the season, but there might be a couple things still football related that we might go ahead and come on for, whether that's Xavier, whether that's Bevel, whether that's Hayden. I'm not entirely quite sure yet, but we can cover the combine. We can cover the draft and maybe some pre-ranking type stuff before we actually get into our draft and mock draft. So
Yeah.
kind of keep an eye out for that. Obviously, a lot of those with guests is going to depend on availability and I mean, I hate to say it, but knowledge of that particular subject.
Yeah.
Some people are more equipped for college than others. So, and then the last thing I want to talk about is the Great Debate episode is out now. So that's on me. I know I said that for over a month. I was like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I prioritized merch. I did make the merch website a little more upfront in the priority list, but it is out. It's available for both members and public. The members were able to watch it a little bit earlier. I've heard great feedback from it. A lot of people enjoyed it. So thank you, Xavier. And I'll say thank you to Hayden. He's not here, but thank you for doing that. That was a lot of fun.
No, that was a lot of fun to do, and hopefully we can do more of it.
Absolutely.
Even if it's other things, dude, like, and even if I'm not a part of it, like, I kind of just want to sit in on it and just eat my popcorn, kind of be you.
You can absolutely, you could be a mediator.
Two bums just go at it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh man,
it's great when you're not the one talking. I'll tell you that. It's a lot of fun watching you guys just duke it out. Yeah. Before we move on to the rest of our show, I just want to say, if you enjoy that type of content, please let us know. Please let us know what kind of debates you guys want us. We're not going to get political. I will say that, because I've heard that. We will not get political, but it'll be sports related debates, whether it's greatest basketball player of all time, greatest baseball player of all time, greatest football player of all time, greatest quarterback, whatever it is that you guys want to hear. Different teams, Seattle versus Niners. I'm just giving you guys examples. That's also the reason why we're going to open the Discord, is because we want to get more people in, more people involved, because we're not all, if the four of us can't be a fan of 32 teams. So, and I'm not going to sit here and try to defend somebody like the Browns or the Titans, because I can't. Like, at some point I'm just like, I can't. They suck. No offense, but full offense.
No, it is what it is, dude.
So just let us know, and we'll keep dishing them out. And like I said, if there's something that people like, maybe that's what we do in the off season too, is we just start doing debates, and that's kind of, if that's the content that people want, that's the content we're going to give the people. So the content is for the people. So, all right, in today's episode, we're going to go over the NFL Conference Championships. So we're going to be doing a recap of those two games, great games. And then we're going to go into the NFL Honors Awards. We're just going to talk a little bit about the awards that are going to be presented, who we think should get them, not necessarily who is going to get them, because I think for the most part, a lot of them are pretty favored in one way or another. Yeah. But in our personal opinions, who we would give it those exact awards to. Then we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. So we're going to look at the money line, over, under, and spread. And then we're going to get into our hot takes at the very end. And yeah, that's it. I mean, that's all we got going on today. So let's get right into it. So the NFL Conference Championships, I mean, I'll tell you what, the first game was very interesting. I mean, well, the first half
Yeah.
was very interesting. So you get the first game of the conference championships. It was a tale of two halves, honestly. Like if you want to just put it
Yeah.
pretty plain and bluntly. In the first half,
Yeah.
the weather was nice, cold, but it wasn't snowing or anything
Yeah.
quite yet.
Yeah.
Jarrett Stidham, I don't know if I'd say he looked like prime freaking John Elway out there, but for a second I was like, whoa, we're gonna have a Nick Foles 2.0 type situation happening. Like
Let's
I wasn't sure what
go.
was gonna happen, but he threw a touchdown, got up early 7-0 in the second quarter. Drake May rushed for a touchdown that was actually not the play call, which I thought was really interesting that he talked about after the
Yeah.
game, to tie it
Yeah.
7-7. And then at the start of the third quarter, so this is the second half, things got pretty interesting. The weather was booming, it was snowing.
Dude, all of a sudden.
All of a sudden out of nowhere. Like I don't think I've seen quite of a dramatic shift in a game before, and
Yeah.
ever, in my
Yeah.
personal opinion. But it started the third quarter, the weather started picking up, it began to snow. The Patriots went down, scored a field goal late in the third quarter to be up 10-7. So then in the fourth quarter, there was only like a little over 2 minutes left to play. Sidham threw an interception to Christian Gonzalez, sealed the game. Patriots went to that sent the Patriots to the Super Bowl. Patriots won 10-7 in Denver, mind you, which I thought was pretty surprising.
Yeah.
Not the result, but more of like how close that game was.
Yeah, this was definitely one of those games like where you as a football fan, like, well, maybe not so much the average football fan probably
Right.
didn't enjoy it. He probably thought it was actually really boring. But like if you like actually, I'm not going to exactly say study, but if you know more of the game and, in a coaching standpoint or just like as a in depth, I've been an NFL fan for a long time and I can have respect for both offense and defense. It was a good game because you're watching normally in these games, you're watching a lot of defensive battle and you're just watching these tackles, these play calls and all these types of things, and it's interesting when chess is amusing to you where your average fan is like just kind of playing checkers. So,
I mean, that's a good way to describe it, I think. But also I think
Yeah.
too, we are like former defensive players. So I think that's why we probably
Yeah.
enjoyed it a little bit more. If you're not really a
Yeah.
defensive type of, I want to say gal, but defensive type of person, then you're probably not going to enjoy it too much. I don't think a lot of people
Yeah.
enjoyed watching the 1985 Bears on defense.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, a lot of teams are
Right.
probably annoyed by them, but yeah, great game, and Patriots went to the Super Bowl. And then the last game in the conference championship, honestly, arguably, this is probably the most anticipated rematch, I think, on all of football. And in my opinion, this, to me, was a Super Bowl matchup. I mean, obviously, we have divisions, but I'm saying, like, in the fantasy world, or if you could pick the two best teams to go against each other, it was the Los Angeles Rams and it was the Seattle Seahawks this year. This game was a high-scoring game. I don't think anyone was very surprised by that, but I'm just going to kind of highlight some of the scoring plays since there is a lot to talk about, whereas the first one was pretty simple. It was a lot of scoring. So
Yeah.
first quarter, 2-yard run by touchdown run by Kenneth Walker. Seattle's up 7-0. Mevis, that's the kicker for the Rams. He hit a 44-yard field goal. Seattle's still up 7-3. Myers, that's the kicker for the Seattle Seahawks. He hit a 27-yard field goal. Seattle's now up 10-3. So now we're going to get to the second quarter. Second quarter, Mevis hit a 50-yard field goal. Seattle's up 10-6 now. Kyron Williams got a 9-yard receiving touchdown. So now Los Angeles was up 13-10. Now this is when I started sweating because I didn't put a bet yet because I was holding out because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do this yet. I can't trust it. You can't trust divisional matchups. Then JSN got a 14-yard receiving touchdown. Seattle went up 14-13 going into halftime. Now I started sweating. Okay. So my original prediction was the Rams, right? At the beginning of the season, I was like, I'm going to bet on the Rams. Sorry, Bebo. I ended up not betting on the Rams. And I'll tell you the part when I decided to bet on the Seahawks. So we're getting there. So the third quarter, Jake Bobo, 17-yard reception touchdown. Seattle's now at 24-13. Watching this game, I went to Underdog, which is legal. It's not illegal. It's legal. Through all the money I had that I've earned over the last couple of weeks through those apps, and put it on Seattle because I was like, hey, at this point, they're up 9. I like it. Then Devontae Adams scored a 2-yard reception touchdown. Seattle's up 24-20. I immediately regretted betting on Seahawks at this point, but I started sweating and I was freaking out. Then Cooper Kupp got a 13-yard receiving touchdown. Seattle was up 31-20. I felt a lot better. Sorry, Bebel. I still was going for the Rams, but still, money is money. Puka scored a 34-yard receiving touchdown. Then I started sweating again. Seattle's up 31-27. I was like, What is happening? This is crazy. And then the fourth quarter just kind of was very defensive. For the average fan, pretty boring. And Seattle wins 31-27, and they went to the Super Bowl. So
all I want to say is we can go back to that first playoff episode. Who called this?
yeah, you
I'm
definitely called
just
this.
saying.
Yeah, you definitely called
I'm
this.
just saying I knew exactly how this was going to play out. Got the script leaked to me. I knew exactly what was going to happen.
I'll tell you what.
But
I think that the Rams really need some corners because that's literally all they're missing.
because that was
And
the
safeties.
problem. And I literally cannot tell you how many bets I won last week
Really,
because I told everyone Seahawks are going to win. Everybody, no way, no way, no way. Because everybody did exactly what I thought they would do. Everybody focused on the Rams offense and nobody cared about the defense. When I was telling you from the beginning, the defense was suspect. You do not allow Carolina to be putting up those types of points on you and think you're going to make it. I knew better. The boy knew better. He told you from the beginning. I tried to help you.
it's just flashy, like when you see it, it's like
But-
something shiny.
But
It's
you
like,
know what? You know what, dude? People just wanted to give me money. I wasn't going to deny it.
that's funny.
I'm here to help teach, to educate. And now people know, one, don't bet with me, and two, listen to me.
Next, we got the NFL Honor Awards. If you're not sure what that is, essentially, it's the 15th one. So it's the announcement of the Associated Press Awards and the newest class of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It is going to be this Thursday, so I know the episode's going to come out and it's going to happen. So, depending on when you watch this, it might have already happened. So we apologize for that. But I just kind of want to share our opinion. Like, I thought about maybe doing an award show of our own early, like maybe like last week where we didn't do something.
Oh,
we could
yeah,
have done
yeah.
something. I thought that would have been cool. Kind of like an
Yeah.
opinion-based award show, but
Oh, I like that.
I think that'd been cool. Maybe a good idea for next year. So we're not going to go through the whole Football Hall of Fame. We're not going to get into everything. We're just going to kind of talk about some of the awards. So we're going to give you our opinions on the MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, and Assistant Coach of the Year. It sounds like a lot. I promise it won't be. We're going to kind of just share our thoughts. And maybe next year we do an award show with the down week. I think that'd be kind of cool, kind of fun.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll even poll the audience and see what they think and kind of do it like that. To our own little mini award show. So first up, we got MVP. And I'm actually going to give the floor to you first. I'm not going to show anything on the screen here because I'm not going to bias you. In your heart of hearts, typically it's considered a quarterback award, but you don't need to have that restriction in this kind of setting.
Right.
To you, who's your most valuable player in the NFL this year?
To me, it's easily Myles Garrett. And me and one of my boys, we got in a giant debate, heated debate about it. Like heated debate. And like he was like, "Oh, Matthew Stafford, he deserves it and this and that." I'm like, what record did Matthew Stafford break? Like at all? Like what record did he break?
I mean,
Well, that's not all that it's based on, blah, 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 blah. Myles Garrett will get the defensive player. No. That defense, like you don't understand from a pressure standpoint. You saw what happened when Micah Parsons left. That defense couldn't do anything because there wasn't enough pressure. So for you as a defensive lineman to cause that much disruption to where you are breaking the sack record, bro, that's an amazing feat. Like that feat does not simply just happen every 5 years, 10 years. Like that does not really happen at all.
right.
So, the fact that like any quarterback can throw as well as Stafford did. It's a passing league. Like, what do you expect? But sacks, dude, that's in a league all its own. And MVP of the entire league, meaning you did better than everyone else. Myles Garrett did so well that he broke a record. Nobody else this year broke a record.
Right.
I mean, maybe Sanders for sucking, but whatever. That's its own thing. But all in all, like in my heart of hearts as a fan, he deserves it. But we all know where it's going to go. It's going to probably go to Stafford.
So But since I was also going to say that, preface, we don't talk about these things before the show. It's not scripted or anything.
Yeah.
Um, I do think it should be Miles Garrett. Like, I will say that, for the
Yeah.
same reasons. He did take an extra game to get that record, but it's still a record in the record books. Because I know Michael
Yeah.
Strahan kind of had that criticism, which I get, I understand. But at the
Yeah.
same time, because he's on a playoff team and he wasn't even considered. I mean, I'm a Christian McCaffrey fan,
Right.
but the fact that he's on there, Christian McCaffrey didn't have 1,000 season this year, so it's kind of hard for
Right.
me. I think if Saquon last year would have broke the record, I think when you break a substantial record like that, it's almost like
Mhm.
it's like a shoe at this point. Like, you're shooing this
Yeah.
person the reward because no one else has done it. But to play
Yeah.
devil's advocate, and because you already said Miles Garrett, um, I guess I'll just say who I think is going to win it, which will be Matthew Stafford. Um,
Yeah.
the boy Angel actually had
100%.
said, "Oh no, it should be Dak Prescott." He's a Cowboys fan, so take it with a grain of salt here. But
Wow.
he was like, Dak Prescott should, win
That's a
the MVP
bold
because Dak
statement.
Prescott has thrown it as in the high 30s touchdown range, and he has the most yards in the NFL. And I had to go look because I wasn't sure off the top of my head. So Dak Prescott had 30 touchdowns this year and 10 interceptions. Do you want to guess how many touchdowns Matthew Stafford had this year without looking? Just rough guess.
40s?
46.
Yeah.
Do you want to know the
I don't
next
know.
closest person that had to touchdowns this year than him?
Uh, Trevor Lawrence.
Jared Goff with 34. That's how big of a
Oh,
difference it was. Then they both
wow.
threw 8 interceptions. And Matthew Stafford has the most passing yards this year at 4,707. Goff has like
Oof.
45, 64. Goff and Prescott are close on passing yards. But it kind of just
Yeah.
shows you how much Stafford was significantly ahead of everybody else. Drake Mason on
Right.
in the MVP conversation, but obviously his rushing ability also has an upside for him. So it's not specifically purely passing. But um, but yeah, in my heart of hearts, I think it's going to be Matthew Stafford. I was hoping he kind
Yeah.
of would have won the Super Bowl type thing, even though I'm a Niners fan, and kind of just rode off in the sunset, retired, and got out of my division. But hey, he'll be back probably next year, and but he had a hell of a season, and that was really awesome to see, considering he's considered older, for the league. Next, we're gonna
Right.
get to Offensive Player of the Year. So I'll share mine first since I don't want you to take mine. um,
Okay.
I will preface this. It's the current rankings where they kind of have people right now is like JSN, CMC, Bijan, Puka. Those are the type of people. Um, I think if Christian McCaffrey had 1,000 rushing, 1,000 receiving year, I think I would. Yes, I agree. Or if the Niners
Yeah.
went to the Super Bowl, that's not the case though. Honestly, it's going to be JSN for me, and as a Niners fan, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Puka did have the most receptions this year with 129. But when you look at the amount of yards, sorry, Jason had 1793 or so 1,793 yards this year. Puka had 1750, so 1,715. They both had the same amount of touchdowns, but I think um, how significant JSN was to that Seattle team. I mean, they made the playoffs. Sam Darnold looked good last
Yeah.
week. So
Yeah.
to me, I think hands down, Jason deserves it. And I don't see it going any other way. Who do you think should be the Offensive Player of the Year?
I actually agree.
Oh,
I think it should be him. Yeah.
well, good thing I went
Yeah.
first because
I know, right? No, I actually do agree that it should be JSN. I mean, he had a really good year. Do I think he's going to repeat this year? Probably not. And once we get to our rankings, fantasy, that I'm gonna have
the
some pretty bold predictions. But
okay,
yeah, so just a little preview there because I'm already thinking about it. But anyways, JSN, I mean, he's doing a great job running routes. He works well in that system. He's got a quarterback that obviously feels comfortable putting the ball wherever he needs to put it. JSN isn't fighting anybody else for any receptions. Um, I mean, there's no reason to me. I mean, maybe Puka just for the fact that Puka's all over the place, but to me, JSN like pretty much earned it this year, like to be the
yeah,
number one receiver in my opinion.
yeah. Next, we're gonna get into the Defensive Player of the Year. So I think
Mhm.
you and I are probably going to agree on this hands down. So I guess it'd be in a world where
Are
this
we
guy doesn't
doing
win MVP.
realistic? Yeah, exactly. That's what I was
I
asking.
think so. I mean, you're not going to get crazy. Yeah, I don't think you're going to get
Yeah,
crazy, but I'm
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
this guy's probably not going to win
Realistically,
MVP. So if this is the case,
yeah, this is where he'll be, which
Miles
is
Garrett,
obviously
right?
Miles Garrett.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Miles Garrett's going to win.
yeah.
Right.
So
23
on
sacks
to the
this
next
year.
one.
That's the record. Yeah, I mean, so I'll
Yeah,
just talk a little bit about it. So he had
yeah,
23
yeah.
sacks this year. The previous record was 22 and a half, held by Michael Strahan and TJ Watt. Um,
Mm.
there's some what's the word I'm looking for? Some controversy with Michael
Discrepancies.
Strahan and the way that he got his last 22 and a half sacks with Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers back in the day. But you know, all in all, Miles Garrett is the sacks leader, and I see no reason why he shouldn't. I think the odds on this is like ridiculous, by the way. That's like a minus 17,000 or something that Miles
Oh,
Garrett's going to win
jeez.
Defensive Player of the Year. Some other people in
Yeah.
consideration are Will Anderson Jr., Nick Bonito, Aiden Hutchinson, and Micah Parsons. I think
Mm.
Micah Parsons could have been considered, not if Miles broke the record, but if Miles didn't break the record and Micah was healthy all season, I would also argue that he did pretty well before his injury. So, considering all things. Next, we're going to get to Offensive Rookie of the Year. So I'm just going to kind of tell you some of the guys that are listed, but obviously it's whoever you think. Tatori McMillan, Jackson Dart, Tyler Shuck, Emeka Ibuka, Travion Henderson. I mean, obviously there's much more, but in your opinion, based on what you've seen, who do you think should be Offensive Rookie of the Year?
Oh man. Say that list one more time.
Here, I'll just go first. How about that?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
Let's do
Offensive
that.
Rookie of the Year, some of the candidates are Tatori McMillan. That's the Panthers receiver one, just got
Yep.
drafted.
Yep.
Jackson Dart, Tyler Shuck, Emeka Ibuka, Travion Henderson. Obviously, there's some other guys, but they got hurt, like Omarion Hampton, um,
Mm,
Judkins,
yeah.
Ashton Genty. There's a lot of these good guys that just got into the league. For me, I just think based off stats. So if I'm going to look specifically at stats, and I'm actually going to find
It
them
would be
here.
McMillan.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's
Yeah.
just what makes the most sense. So yeah, in my personal opinion, I thought it was going to be Tatori McMillan. He had 70
Yeah.
receptions on 1,014 yards, 7 touchdowns. Pretty good considering their team wasn't crazy. They've had some pretty good games though this year. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But he is a good receiver one, and I don't see
Mhm.
how. I mean, I think if Jackson Dart was healthy and playing all year, possibly. Tyler Shuck did look
Yeah.
good. Mika looked good, but as soon as Chris Godwin came back and Mike Evans came back, he was kind of an
Yeah, it's
afterthought.
over.
And Travion Henderson didn't really get a fair shake until later. So I think that's why I wouldn't go either of those guys.
Yeah. I agree personally, I think it would be McMillan. Um, I mean, I don't see why. Oh, well, you know what? I do apologize. I'm gonna have to change mine.
Oh,
It's gotta be Shador Sanders,
oh man,
obviously.
here we go.
He made the Pro Bowl
Oh,
with
dude.
his amazing stats.
Oh man,
So, I mean, there's no reason why he shouldn't win that either.
I need to change our category
So
from sports to satire.
no, but realistically though, it should be McMillan. McMillan got over 1,000 yards, even if it was barely. Still did.
Right,
So,
I agree.
it is what it is there. And obviously he's proved himself as a wide receiver one.
Next, we're getting into defensive rookie of the year. So some of the guys that
Mm.
are on this list is Xavier Watts, James Pierce Jr., Abdul Carter, Nick Emenwari, and you also have Carson Schlesinger, which we've heard quite a lot about him this year for the Browns, their
Oh yeah.
linebacker. Uh, I'll give you the floor on this one first if you would like. If not, I can go ahead and speak my piece, but it's up to you.
um personally me, I would probably go Schlesinger,
Yep,
honestly.
hands
Um
down.
it's it's hard to find good middle linebackers, especially as a rookie who's doing as much as he did. Um, the other guys, Abdul Carter was kind of just there
Yeah,
as far as it really grows. Mason Graham, I feel like, he had, I mean, he didn't do bad, but he definitely got overshadowed by Miles Garrett a
yeah,
lot. So
hands
even if
down.
he did do well, you probably wouldn't have even known. Um, the rest of them, Emamori, like not bad, but I mean, he's just surrounded by a lot of talent where Schlesinger really kind of made a name for himself. And the fact that he did it even with Miles Garrett there.
Right.
So, uh, you know, like you said, this is kind of just a no-brainer.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you some stats. So his combined tackles for the season is 157. That's sixth best in the league.
Oh,
He has 90
goodness.
assists, 58 solo tackles, and 2.5 sacks. So he did pretty good considering
Oh,
most things. I
wow.
mean, I know his solos probably could have been a little bit higher, but I mean, dude, you're on the Browns defense, who was fairly good until like the end of the season. So that's
Yeah.
great for a rookie, and he was definitely all over this year. So I don't see any reason why he wouldn't win this at all. Next, we're going to go comeback player of the year. Some of the people on this list are Dak Prescott, Trevor Lawrence, Stephon Diggs, Aiden Hutchinson, and CMC. Obviously, there's others, so this is just kind of a, it's fantasy land here. In your opinion, who is the actually, I'll go first because you went first on the last one. So, in my opinion, I do think it's Christian McCaffrey. He came off of a pretty gruesome injury, didn't really play a whole lot last year, and
Mhm.
he looked like prime Christian McCaffrey. Surprisingly, I mean, he rushed over 3.5 yards a game or per attempt. And I mean, if it wasn't for him, honestly, I don't think the 49ers really had a shot at anything considering all the injuries that they had this year. So
Yeah.
for me, I think it's hands down him. But in a world where he doesn't win, in your opinion, who do you think would be comeback player of the year?
Personally, me, I actually kind of think it should be Trevor Lawrence.
Mm,
Trevor Lawrence really had a crappy, crappy season last year. Uh, after he got paid, you know,
stupid money.
and oh man, like he was going like CJ Stroud status, but he really turned it on this year. Um, whether that's I don't know, maybe he just figured it out or the offensive scheme. They started trusting him with more
A
things,
better coach, honestly.
Yeah, better coaching. So I mean, at this point, you know, I I I like him as a candidate for it. Do I really think he's going to win it? Probably not. But
Yeah.
if right, we're going to play the what if game just for like 5 seconds. If Daniel Jones never got injured, it would have been him.
Oh, hands down. Hands down, I
Yeah,
believe that. He
yeah,
did well, he started
yeah.
falling off a little bit, but I think he was
He
really
started falling
injured.
off, but
Yeah,
I think he would have been fine.
yeah.
But
So,
yeah, but so I would go Trevor Lawrence personally.
interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna be mad about that. I think he did pretty well considering, and they lost their number 1 draft pick and, Travis Hunter as well, so let's not forget about
Yeah,
that. So,
yeah.
all right, we got 2 more for you. So next is coach of the year. Some of the candidates are Liam Cohen, Mike McDonald, Ben Johnson, Kyle Shanahan, and Mike Vrabel. I'll let you go first because I really think I really know who you think it should be. So go ahead
It's
and,
got to be Mike Vrabel, dude.
I mean,
It's got to be the boy Vrabel. Look,
uh,
dude, Vrabes did a great job at coaching in Tennessee. Obviously, our organization sucks. So
bro,
they
he had
were
the greatest
dumb.
quarterback of all time in Ryan Tannehill. What are you talking about, bro?
That's what I'm saying. Made him a winner, dude. Made him a winner. But all in all, dude, like at the end of the day, Mike Vrabel turned around a team that was like what, like 3-14,
I
three
think
and
so.
whatever.
Yeah.
Um, team that only had 3 wins and turned him into a Super Bowl contender. Like in his first year there, like, come on, dude. Like, what are we doing? I do like Ben Johnson, to be honest. I really do like Ben Johnson, but I think Vrabel did the most.
Mm.
So
Well, I'd have to completely disagree with you. A little bit of content, but honestly, like if you want to look at the New England Patriots, like who they played this year, their strength of
oh, I know.
schedule, it
Oh,
was
their
terrible. Who
schedule.
they had to play in the
Yeah.
playoffs to get to the situation, not very good. Very favorable for
Oh,
them.
yeah.
And I like Mike Vrabel. I think they're going to be a very good team in the future. I mean, obviously they're going to the Super Bowl. But with that being said, I think there's only one coach on here that could have done what they've done as compared to anybody else in the same type of situation. And yes, it is a little biased, but it's Kyle Shanahan. And no, they didn't go to the Super Bowl, but you're playing with
No.
a third, fourth, fifth string linebackers and defensive ends. And you mean obviously you had Robert Sala, but the fact that they were able to take the team to be 11 and what was it, 6 this year, considering everything? Or was
No.
it 12-5? I forget.
It
I'd have
is
to
not
look
a
at it.
little bit biased that you're doing. It's 100% biased.
It's not biased at all, bro. Like,
There's maybe
they went 12 and
5%
5.
that you it was maybe 5% that you convinced yourself
No.
that it
No.
wasn't biased.
Literally, they went 12 and
It's
5.
100%,
No,
dude.
look. They went 12 and 5 this year. They
No.
lost Fred Warner. They lost Nick Bosa. They lost Mikal Williams.
No.
Brandon Ayuk didn't even show up to the facility. Like, for what they had, yes, they had an easier
No.
schedule. I wouldn't say it's easier than the Patriots, but they did have an easier schedule than most.
Then why
However,
wouldn't you give it to Ben Johnson? Look at how bad the Bears were last year.
because
Why wouldn't you give it to Ben Johnson? Ben Johnson turned that whole organization around.
Ben Johnson, I think, is a great offensive coach. I don't think he's a great
Oh
head
my
coach.
gosh.
Personally, it's just my personal opinion. They didn't prove anything. Their
No.
defense was really bad too. So,
What?
and they had their starters. Their defense is not good. The Bears' defense is not good this year. Look at how many points the Rams scored on them. Look how many points the Niners scored on them. Caleb Williams did better this year. I will agree with that. But no, I would have Shanahan, Vrabel, probably Mike McDonald, then Ben Johnson, then Liam Cohen, if it was up to me. I just think none of these other coaches would have been able to do what Kyle has done, considering the circumstances. That's all. That's truly what's based off of. If it's based on winning, then I would give it to Mike Vrabel. But
the problem that I have is that if Saleh wasn't there, I don't think you would have done what you did.
Oh, I agree.
So that's why to me,
hands down.
But see, here's the thing though, where I feel like Mike Vrabel and Ben Johnson, they both came in with a completely new staff and changed the whole organization. Where Kyle Shanahan, what did he really do? He just brought in another great defensive mind, and that was about it.
So if
how
Mike
much
Vrabel,
of it was really him, though?
So, okay. Well, we also didn't have Brock Purdy. So that's another argument I can add to that. We had Mac Jones, who Mac Jones hasn't been traditionally very good besides his rookie year. And he won I don't know, I forget how many games that he won, but he won a pretty significant amount of games.
He was a first-round pick, was he not?
Sure he was.
Okay, there's a reason why they're first-round picks for a reason.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that
Mac Jones just got in the system he needed, just like Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold got in the system he needed.
Shanahan system, which means it's a QB-friendly system, which means he's a pretty good coach, don't you think? If you can slot any quarterback in the league in this,
then you're gonna
make
the argument that you did with Ben Johnson. Oh, he's a good offensive coordinator. He's a good offensive mind.
Yeah.
Then him and Ben Johnson have got to been tied.
Kyle did it better because do you think Ben Johnson? Do you think Ben Johnson could have done it without all of his starters on defense, all of his star players, and no Caleb Williams?
If he had Robert Saleh as his defense coordinator, I think he would have been fine.
And without Caleb Williams, you think he could have done it? I don't think so. That's their starting quarterback.
He probably could have.
I don't think so.
Could have.
No, that's wild.
All right.
I don't think any of these guys.
I'll let you live in your delusional world just for a little bit.
All right, next we're going to get into our assistant coach of the year. Some of these people include Clint Kubiak, Brian Flores, Josh McDaniels, Vance Joseph, Vic Fangio. I'm adding Robert Saleh to that list because I'm surprised he's not there, considering everything. Who would you say is the assistant coach of the year?
I'd probably go Kubiak.
Okay.
Honestly.
Offensive coordinator for the Seahawks?
Yeah. Just because, in my opinion, the fact that you can have one true number one and wide receiver, and you have a quarterback who was really good and then crap the bed when it mattered. But to be able to, just with them alone, pretty much be able to destroy everybody. I mean, come on. It's to me, it's good. And, that might be one of the reasons, a lot of people wanted him. And I'm very curious to see how that offense will be without him.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think it'll change. I'm only going to say, I mean, it's going to sound biased again, but I'm going to say Robert Saleh, kind of for the same reasons. If you don't like my Kyle Shanahan piece, then at least one of them is going to win somewhere, in my opinion, for me. It would be Robert Saleh just because of what he did with that defense. So if you don't want to give the credit to Kyle, then like Xavier is saying he would give the credit to Robert Saleh, then I would give the credit to him here because I don't think any other coach has done that specifically. I don't think it's been done that their defense was still able to uphold. I mean, they weren't great. Like they were fourth and fifth stringers, right? These were practice squad guys. Obviously, they signed Eric
Right.
Kendricks, but the fact that they were still making it playable for the offense to still have a chance to be into these games, I think for me, hands down, I think it would be, if it wasn't for Clint Kubiak, it would probably be Robert Saleh, in my opinion. And that's why the
Right.
Titans went out and got him, even though it didn't make a lot of sense. But that's why they did it. Next, we're going to get into our NFL Super Bowl 60 football bets. So we're going to be looking at the money line, over, under, and spread. So usually we have a nice little graphic. Today, there's not really a graphic to put up because there's not really anything a whole lot to talk about or show. So I'm just going
Yeah.
to kind of give you the odds for the game. So the Seahawks are favored by minus 238. The spread's 4.5, and the over under is 45.5.
Cool.
So for me, I'm taking Seattle. I got $130 that I've made in the last couple of weeks,
Yep.
throwing it all on Seattle money line. The total is 45.5. I'm probably gonna go. Oh,
Ooh.
I want to go over, but you never know because I don't know with New England. I truly don't know quite yet.
Exactly.
So I
That's gonna
probably,
be
if I was betting, which I'm not, I'd go under, and the spread uh minus 4.5. I like minus 2.5 better, but I'll give you a hot take. So I got this whole long rant message last night from the boy Aiden, famously on the great debates. If you want, I can read this word for word for the content. I thought it would be interesting, and we can
Okay.
react. He wasn't able to make it today. I think he has class or something. By the way, he says that the Seahawks are going to win by 3 scores. So he says that they're going to win by 21 points, which is a
Oh,
wild take.
wow.
This is the script for the first half. He said, Seahawks win the toss, elect to kick. Pats go 3 and out to start. Seahawks get the ball back. Darnold looks shaky on the first couple of plays, ends up converting on a third to keep the drive alive, and then end up with a field goal. Hawks are up 3-0. Pats go 3 and out again. Hawks get the ball, get a good drive together. Jason gets a touchdown. Hawks are up 10-0. Patriots get the ball back. There's going to be a big splash, 50-yard field goal. That's going to make it the game 10-3. The Hawks are going to get the ball back with 5 minutes left, and they're going to throw a touchdown to AJ Barner, and the Seahawks are going to be up to 17-3. That was just the first half predictions. I might have had a whole. He has a whole reason why. If you want me to get into the reason why, I can really quickly. It's up to you. I just thought it was interesting to hear what he had to say. I don't know.
That's kind of wild.
I don't know if I want to do the whole Jersey accent that he comes out when he's not even from Jersey. He's from California, but it's like, let me break it down for you. So I questioned his bet. He goes, the Patriots in the regular season have played against the Raiders and lost. The Dolphins, the Titans, the Browns, the Saints, the Falcons, the Jets, the Bengals without Burrow, the Giants, the Jets, and the Dolphins. Those teams combined for a record win-loss of 45 and 108. So they're 45 and 108 this year. They didn't really have steep competition. So when they played the Chargers, Herbert had a broken wrist. When they played the Texans, Stroud was pretty bad. And the Broncos, they had Jarrett Stidham. So basically, he insinuates that the Patriots don't really belong there, which honestly, I do agree. I do, or not agree. I do agree in some sort of sense. He goes, well, May has to play good for them to win, right? He goes, no, you're wrong again. May's completion percentage this year is 55%, or maybe he's talking about the playoffs. He has a 55% completion percentage, 533 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks, 3 fumbles, and 15 sacks. He's averaging under 180 yards a game this year in the playoffs. And that was like the end of the rant. He told me to talk about it in the hot take section. I don't know if I'll leave it in there, but I just think it's an interesting thing that he's talking about here. So I don't know if I agree with a minus 21 on that or minus 20 and a half.
No.
But what do you think? So Seahawks are minus 238, totals 45 and a half, and the spread's 4.5.
Seahawks under for sure. And yeah, definitely the 2.5. There's no way you're going to take 4.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's what I thought. I figured you and I were going to be on the
Yeah.
same page here. So next we're going to get into our hot takes. Xavier, as always, I'm going to let you have the floor first. So go ahead and Ask away.
So my first hot take is the Pro Bowl a joke now?
Kind of. That's me being nice.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it, doesn't it? I
Looks like the
mean,
boys are out there playing touch butt in the park. That's all I'm going to say.
yeah, it's a little weird. It's a
Yeah,
little weird. Do you wish it would go back to the way that it was? Like full
absolutely.
pads,
That would be so
tackling.
fun.
We're talking big
Full on.
hits.
Full on. Ed
Yeah.
Reed, Ray Lewis,
Dude, I want to
Urlacher.
see dude, like I want to see these all-stars. Like I want to see Pro Bowl rosters. Like I
Right.
want to see top dog rosters. And I want to see what these dudes would do because essentially like this is like a fantasy team, really.
Right.
A fantasy team between you and one other person, and you're just making this balled out roster. Like, I just want to see what they could do. But I understand it from a player's perspective. You know, you don't want to get injured for something that doesn't even matter, you know, because you could be out there and blow your Achilles or tear your ACL, and then now you just screwed over your team. So I get it to a point, but
Yeah, I think it's a joke though when they're and that it's no offense to Hayden. Like I'm not picking a side because I think both of you guys' quarterbacks are garbage, and it'll be really transparent. So I think when Justin Fields gets a Pro Bowl bid and he turns it down, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. Also, Shador Sanders got one, and I thought that was interesting because he didn't play all year. But I'll go ahead and let you segue into the next question.
did Shador Sanders deserve the Pro Bowl honor?
No,
Yeah, that's that.
it looks great on
That's
his
just
resume, but
I mean, I guess, but nobody takes the Pro Bowl seriously
I mean,
anymore.
is that? I think it was more of like a nepo. I mean, I don't know if we can't confirm that, but that's what it seemed
I
like.
mean, to be honest, dude, like at that point, like in, I think it was for, I think the NFL knows that the Pro Bowl is a joke. It's been in decline for years.
Yeah,
Nobody really watches it. And I think they did it for the views. They did it 100%.
Makes
The
a lot
best
more
way that you
sense.
could put it is clickbait.
Sure.
That was clickbait. 100%.
We would never do that.
No. No.
Never. No, I mean,
so
I completely agree. I do think that they
Yeah.
probably did use that. Justin Fields didn't make a lot of sense to me. Neither
No.
did Shador Sanders. I mean, neither did Cam
No.
Ward. But I'm surprised they wouldn't ask Cam Ward
No.
over some other players, considering he played all year. Yeah. So I thought that was definitely interesting. But I do think that they should go back and or really truly make the Pro Bowl mean something. I know like All Pro means more, but like
Oh,
if you look at
100%.
different leagues, you look
Yeah.
at NBA, like LeBron has been in the playoff, the All-Star game every year, right? So it's like
Yeah.
some of those things sometimes matter to people, and it is a little bit of a popularity contest, but at the same time, when you look at Shador's stats, it's like he only played like what 7, 8 games. I don't remember. It wasn't a whole lot. It just didn't make a lot of sense in my personal opinion. But
No. So then my next question is there any rumors that you've heard that will make a big splash in free agency?
yes, that's good. Of course it's about my team, but yes, I have heard some rumors that I think will make a big splash. And I'm not
Okay.
talking about
Go
George
ahead.
Pickens re-signing with the Cowboys. I think many people are expecting it. They don't have the money right now, so
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what happens. But the Vikings receivers, and just from what I've heard in my channels, or the Vikings are looking to move one of the receivers, which is interesting. Justin Jefferson is out there in the media talking about how they probably would have went to the Super Bowl if Sam Darnold was still on the team. That's pretty interesting. Considering you have a young rookie quarterback there. Well, rookie-esque, right? He got hurt the year before. But also, the Vikings didn't pick up Jordan Addison's 5th year on his contract. Obviously, he has a little bit of legal trouble, and there's some things going on in the background as well. But
Right.
I think that either one of those two players, they were linked to San Francisco, and that would be interesting to see what would happen. So I've also heard Max Crosby. I've heard, well, Trey Henderson's technically sort of kind of a free agent. I've actually heard Myles Garrett too, which is interesting. I don't know if that's true because they didn't want to trade him, but I don't know what kind of package that would take. But I for sure believe Max Crosby, they're asking a 1st and a 2nd for him. That's just at least what I've heard. These are all rumors. So
Yeah.
is there anything
And
that you've
personally
heard?
personally me, it would be the Max Crosby. I think that would be a huge one. And from what I hear is he wants to go to a team that isn't in a rebuild.
Don't blame him.
So
Yeah.
And Any team would take him. And I think
Absolutely.
the one team that will,
The Titans? Are you gonna say the
Eagles.
Titans? Oh, the Eagles.
Eagles.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Oh.
Eagles, Eagles, or, and it would be the dirtiest thing in the world, the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, do they
Ugh.
have their first next year though? I don't think they do.
I mean, they could always give a future. It's
I
not that
know.
big of a
Yeah, I
deal.
don't know. I think the Raiders though, they might be like, well, we want our best. Like basically, if they don't have a restriction, they're gonna be like, well, who can give us the best draft pick? So they can find a team that's not rebuilding. I mean, technically, they don't have to honor it either, though. I mean, if he doesn't have a no trade contract or clause in his contract, I mean, they can
Yeah.
send it to whoever they want. I mean, shit. If the Jets ask him hey, give us one of your first round picks this year, pick 3 or whatever, and they might be like, all right, sure, why not? You never know. All right. Next, you got some of my hot takes here. The first question I got to ask you is: with the coaching landscape starting to take shape, which team
Mhm.
has had the best coaching addition? So you can talk about the head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. Anybody's kind of up for grabs at this point. And who is the worst addition in your opinion? And I'll let you go first before I go.
Uh, to be honest, it might sound biased, obviously, but I do think it is the Titans. I'm still not overly joyed about Saleh going to the Titans,
You
to
think
be
that's the
honest.
best addition in the league?
Yeah,
Really?
honestly.
Wow.
Uh, not
Interesting.
not Robert Saleh, but that whole how
Hmm.
all of the coaching hirings are panning out. So what I mean by that is you got Robert Saleh, right? Who every Niners fan, you know, I can't say it for
Yeah.
reasons that will get canceled for,
Yes.
but they enjoy him a lot.
There you go.
Um, then you got Dable, who's now your offense coordinator. Once again, nonetheless, too, we'll add this fun little caveat in there. Saleh was a head coach at one time, is now. Dable, the most sought after offensive coordinator that was on the
Uh,
market
debatable, but
at
yeah.
the time. At the
Okay.
time. Uh also former head coach. And now defense coordinator, you sign Gus Bradley. Once again, head coach.
Hmm.
Then your special team is the boy Bones Fossil, which a lot of people don't really pay attention to special teams, but that guy is 100% the best in the business. He was, to put it out there, he was the Cowboys special teams coach when Aubrey was putting up 20 points in
Mm,
fantasy every
mm,
single week. That's the guy who was there. And then he goes to Tennessee for his first time. And DK from the Titans gets all pro and has actually in the NFL the most all purpose yards in the NFL.
mm.
So to me, that coaching staff is really, really strong, really strong. So to me, I think that those were the best additions. The worst additions, but I think the worst addition was the Browns in their signing was so
I mean,
bad, dude.
I
Their
think it's
head coach
debatable.
signing was so bad because nonetheless, too, with that signing, you now lost out on your defensive coordinator, Schwartz, who's now gone because he was pretty much promised that
Right.
job. And nonetheless, too, I mean, that as your head coach, like, I mean, he was not the most sought after head coach, nonetheless, too. And everybody that was interviewing for the Browns head coaching job was pulling out. So, you know, Todd Monken being super old, nonetheless, too, that doesn't really, I'm, to me, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Hmm. So
Anyways.
So for me, I think the best coaching addition for a team, um, I'm stuck between two. It's between, well, it's a head coach and it's an offensive coordinator. So the head coach would be John Harbaugh for the Giants. I think is very good. It's a very young team, very talented on both sides of the ball. I really like that for them to give them a little bit more structure. Obviously, something that Dayball didn't have with them, as we can see some of the what's the word I'm looking for? On the
Yeah.
field antics that Dayball did with like Jackson Dart and concussion protocol.
Yeah.
There's just some things I think needs to be tidied up, and no one better than a veteran, seasoned coach. Um, when it comes to and then on the other hand is I really like Mike McDaniel going to the Chargers. He is probably one of the best offensive minds in football. Maybe not a great head coach. That's okay. Um, but I think
Yeah.
him going there is going to do wonders for Justin Herbert this year and for the offense, who truly
Mm.
needs a spark besides just running the ball and throwing on third down, in my opinion.
Mm.
The
Mm.
worst, Monkenon, yes, I think he's up there. And I'm going to completely opposite on you. And I promise I'm not trying to rage bait you. I really don't think Robert Saleh is the best fit for the Titans organization. Truly,
No,
I
I don't
truly
think
don't.
so either.
And I think that to me is the worst. So I think Saleh would have been good in Buffalo. That's one. Obviously, that wasn't open at the time, but Buffalo makes a lot of sense. I
Yeah.
think Atlanta Falcons would still have made a lot of sense. I mean, Raheem Morris was just there,
Eh.
but it would have made sense. Baltimore Ravens would have made a lot of sense,
To be
and
honest,
the Steelers, I think, would have made a lot of sense
I
in my
think the
personal
best
opinion.
fit would have been actually the Browns for him because he already had a good defense
But
there.
I don't. But I think he
So
needs to go to a
there's no
place that
reason of why.
doesn't have a good defense that he can help elevate that team to be a good defense. Because I don't know how much better the Browns defense could have been when they were already good, if that makes sense, with him
But
going
see,
there.
bringing in Dayball though, that Dayball's a good offense coordinator. Like
I agree,
he really
but
is.
what I'm saying is like for that head coaching position, we've seen his
I think
tenure
he
with
would
the
have been good.
Jets. So I think for me, it's like that Jets had a great defense. Their offense is not very good, and that is on Robert Saleh to bring in the people that he brought in. Not saying Dable is
Yeah.
the other people that he brought in. I'm just saying like there's to me it just didn't
Right.
make a lot of sense in the way that it went.
But
So to me,
yeah,
before the season starts, I think that is the worst one so far, and then it would probably be mocking it with
I
the
think
Browns.
I think in my opinion, I don't to be honest, and I hope I end up eating my own words. But to be honest, I don't think that Robert Sala is cut out to be a head coach, in my
Sure.
opinion. I think he's one of those guys that should just stay as a coordinator. I think he's really good as a coordinator, and he should probably just stay as that because, in my opinion, the Jets had a better roster at that time than the Titans do now.
Yeah.
So, and he couldn't do anything there. Granted, that organization's a mess, but the Titans are no better. So
But I
he
would
might have a better supporting cast now, and he might have maybe a little bit of better spots in different positions. But at the end of the day, that defense of the Jets was
right.
prime,
Right. It was great.
really good. But the offense struggled. And right now with the Titans are I mean, the Titans completely dismantled their entire defense. So he's in a worse situation there. Whoops, got aggressive. Um, he's in a worse situation in defensively. Probably not a problem for him, but the problem is though is that offense needs something. So I think that Dable will complement that enough. But I, to me, it just I don't think he's the worst addition in the world. I don't think he's the worst in the NFL, but I don't think he's the right fit. I'll say that.
I'll kind of chalk it up to this. So I think at the end of the day, he's the head coach, so his decision's final. So when he's
Right.
going to go draft players, it happened with the 49ers this year. They said, this is a Robert Saleh pick. This is a Robert Saleh pick. This is a Robert Saleh pick. So if he's in love with defensive players, I would say your guys' defense isn't terrible. It's not top
No.
10, but it's
No,
not
it's
bad.
no,
Whereas your
definitely not.
offense needs a lot of work. That's where you guys
Yeah.
are lack this year was getting Cam Ward help and getting him
Yeah.
protection. So if
No,
he's going
I
to go
agree.
out there and just draft defensive players, that doesn't help your team. You guys are going to be another top
Exactly.
5
No,
pick
I
next
agree.
year. And that's where I think why I'm saying I think it's the worst because it didn't make a lot of sense for you guys in that moment.
Right.
And that's where I'm coming from.
Right.
Doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong, just means that's like where my head's at with that specific hiring. The next thing I wanted to talk about is last week's championship NFC. Well, I'm gonna say that again. So, was last week's NFC championship game the Super Bowl as far as competitiveness is concerned? I already shared my opinions on that earlier, but in your opinion, do you think that was like the quote unquote Super Bowl competitive wise?
I would say so. I
Mm,
would say so because uh, I do agree that the Patriots had literally the easiest road to the Super Bowl. I mean, we all thought that like in the playoffs was when they would kind of get knocked out. But then even in the playoffs, they had the easiest road. It was insane. It was insane. But regardless, um, I would say competitively, yeah. And that was a very good game.
yes.
Very good game.
Yeah. And I already said my spiel earlier, so I won't go back into
Yeah.
it. So every week we kind of like to talk about the teams that lost and what they need to do for next year. So first up is Denver. What does Denver need to do in the offseason to make it back to the show next year?
uh, in my opinion, use your later round draft picks for depth at defense, just to keep that defense vamped up. Keep it in obviously a top 5 situation. Um, Offensively, I think what they need to do, in my opinion, they need a more explosive wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Sutton, I think, is good, but he's not scary. You know, he's not that explosive one that if you let go, he's going to just annihilate you.
It's not a
You
game
know,
changer.
no, and he's not a speedster. He's a great route runner. He's got pretty good hands for the most part. So for me, you need like that Xavier Worthy or something, somebody to stretch the field because I
Mhm.
don't think that Sutton is that, and I don't think they have a wide receiver that does that truly like makes a defense scared. But one of the things that I think they should do is they should draft, and I'm not a big fan, but I think they should draft a better running back and get
Mm,
a more scarier running back.
mm.
I think that would help. That would take some pressure off Bo Nix. And um, yeah, to be honest,
Well,
I think
I'll
that's
I'll
what they
actually
should do.
counter that. They drafted RJ Harvey last year. I think he did fine. He didn't get a lot of opportunities with J.K. Dobbins being in there. I think
Right.
he's well. I think if I were them, I agree with the receiver. I do think they need to get a more explosive receiver if available because they had a good record this year. So I don't know if there's going to be
Right,
one,
right, right.
but they need to get some line help, man. Get some offensive line help. Because Bo Nix did break his ankle, so I mean, an extra guy
I
here
mean,
or
but
there isn't
any
going to
hit
hurt
could
him.
do that.
Sure, and get another guy for Patrick Surtain in case he gets hurt again. Go grab yourself
Yeah.
another corner and
Like I said,
go get some
defensive
linebackers
depth.
since Drake Greenlaw might not be there next year. So I would say go
Yeah.
get some linebackers. Next, what does the Los Angeles Rams need to do this offseason to make it to the show? I'll tell you now because I said it earlier. You need to get some corner and safety help. I know you guys got Durant. He
Yep.
kind of had that weird boo boo play against Chicago, but I mean, for the most part this year, he did pretty well. I do think though
Yep.
that you guys need to go ahead and go draft some defensive help. Offensive line is never going to hurt in a draft, especially
Yeah.
protecting an older Matthew Stafford and who doesn't run. So I think that's where you're going to kind of look. You guys have two great receivers. There's no reason to go get another high end draft pick. You guys have a great running back. I think for the most part, unless you see a quarterback of the future, which honestly with this class I don't see it, kind of just
No.
stick to your X's and your O's and some of your more depth guys, and I think you'll be fine. I see no reason why they wouldn't go
Yeah.
back next year. Uh, Besides an injury.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah. I agree. It's just got to be defense. I don't think it's got to be a defensive line issue. Uh, Middle linebackers are decent for the most part. Um, Obviously, secondary needs that help. So you're drafting corners, you're drafting safeties. Like you said, line never hurts. Um, I would like to see, honestly, kind of a young quarterback, maybe in the super, super late round, see what you can get out of that, learn behind Stafford, see what they can do.
Alrighty. Next, we're going to get more into the Super Bowl type
Mhm.
or esque questions. What does New England need to do to beat Seattle this week?
New England has to play strong defense, which is something that I think Vrabel will have no problem implementing. Strong defense and lack of turnovers,
Mm,
which the Patriots did well. They didn't turn the ball over once going against Denver, which I thought was perfect. If they could play safe, consistent football, not worry about big plays, take what they give you and just manage the clock, they will be fine. And let the defense fly around, let the defense play aggressive, let them do what they do. They'll be fine. Uh Probably for me, the one thing I would like to see a little bit more, but statistically it won't benefit them, is to get Henderson out there moving.
Yeah.
Statistically, though, the Seahawks line against really good running backs, statistic I shared previously in an episode, um, they do really well against
Yeah.
good running backs, not allowing a 12 plus run yard. So,
Yeah. I mean, I think New England needs to have the best game of the season at the
mhm,
Super Bowl, which is going to be hard. And they got to hope
yeah,
the Seattle has a really bad game, like one of their worst games this
yeah,
season. And truly, like,
yeah.
I'm not going to go to say it's a 21-point difference. I think that's pretty wild. But I will say that I just don't think New England, I've kind of said it all year. I think they're young. I think they're going to be good in the next couple years.
Mhm,
Obviously, they made it to the show, but it'd be interesting to see if they would have played some better teams in the playoffs without all
right,
those injuries. I just think, unfortunately, they're pretty mismatched in this year. And I think I said that
right.
earlier that I think any team, any NFC West team that was going to go to the Super Bowl, I think could have won. It
It
did not
will win it.
matter.
Yeah.
Besides the Cardinals.
Um, Yeah, and honestly, you brought up a point which kind of jogged my memory on it, was that I do think overall the main thing that will win, that will get the Patriots to win, is if the Patriots outcoach Seattle. Because in my opinion, I thought the Patriots got outcoached scheme wise with Denver. If Denver had Bo Nix, they would have lost. 100%, no question in my mind.
You mean the
I
Patriots
thought
would have
that
lost?
Vrabel, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the Patriots would have lost. Denver would have won because I think schematically Vrabel got outcoached.
Mm.
And that's not
Hall
a
of
dig
Fame
at him. He's
coach,
still,
in my opinion,
no, it's
Yeah.
Sean Payton.
Yeah.
He's been there before and he's
Yeah.
won it before. Vrabel's been there as a player, not as a coach. So that's why for me, and it happens all the time. There's good coaches that sometimes just get out coached. They get outplanned for the game, and it happens. And I think that happened in Denver, but Denver just didn't have the personnel to
Mm.
execute it enough. Where I think when it comes to Seattle, they're going to it's going to come down to schemes and coaching.
That is fair. Well, on the opposite hand, we have Seattle. So, what does Seattle need to
Hmm.
do to beat New England? I'm going to answer this one first. I think
Yep.
it's pretty simple. Limit Sam Darnold's interceptions. He threw 14 interceptions this year. Pretty high considering he was a top 5, top 6 quarterback statistically this year.
Yeah.
Get your run game going and honestly just have a pretty average Seattle game this year. I mean, that's what they need to do
Yeah.
is be average. If they can be their average, I think they can win. And I think it's I know it's any given Sunday, but like I said, I just think that this team is very, very good. And it wouldn't matter if it was the Rams or if it was the 49ers. I just think
Yeah.
on both sides of the ball, Seattle is very good. And I just don't see how the Patriots line up with them this year, granted.
Yeah.
What do you think on that?
I think for me, the main thing is you got to get JSN going.
Hmm.
He's your team. You know what I mean? Uh, I don't have a lot of faith in that running game of Seattle because I don't think they know what they're doing. Even though Kenneth Walker is the obvious choice of who should be running the ball all the time. Um, but just get JSN going, give Sam Darnold protection, and outcoach.
Right. Um, and the last question I got for everybody, and well, not for everybody, but for you, is: are you sad that this is our last episode of the season?
It's a bittersweet.
Oh, okay. Oh,
It's a
ooh, that hurt a
bittersweet.
little bit. I don't know.
It's a bittersweet. I don't mind because, it's not like during this time I don't talk to you, obviously. Like we game on the weekend, so
Right, right,
it's
right.
it's nothing. It's nothing to me. Now, if we didn't talk, like for whatever reason, if we didn't talk the entire time, then yes, I would be
Mm,
upset about it. But since we do,
Damn, bro. You
not that
saying
big of a deal.
you saying I'm the bestie for the restie? Is that what you're gonna tell the people?
Oh man,
That's pretty crazy.
I would never admit it. I'd
Oh
never
man,
admit
that's
it.
wild.
No,
Well,
I mean it is cool and like it's fun to talk football and stuff like that. And you know, it since we won't be doing this as much, I will be super active in that Discord and I'll be just spouting out random stuff, trying to, do whatever, pick fights with anybody who
well,
will listen.
just pick fights with Hayden. It's easy. You guys
I
can
know,
rage
I
bait
do
each
every
other.
time,
That's
dude.
all it
Trust
takes.
me. If once you guys get that founders edition, right? 99 cents, easy stuff. And you go on there, you're going to see all the memes I post about the Browns all the time, that dysfunctional organization. And
Well, you forget. You
I'm
forget.
going to start to vamp up on
Oh no.
Cowboys as well.
Well, I will
Yeah,
say, well, the Discord is going to be free now, so don't forget. So
oh,
the general
you know
chat will
what?
be open.
Anybody's more than welcome.
Yeah, it'll
Anybody's
be open
more than
chat,
welcome.
so anyone
And they could come
can
in
catch those
here
hands.
and I'm going to say it I'm going to say it now since this is the last episode. Bijan Robinson still sucks.
Oh, that's
And
wild.
next year, if you
That's
draft
wild.
him number 1,
Oh,
you're
that's wild.
absolutely insane.
I'll say,
no
like,
regrets.
I agree. I think it is bittersweet. I've put a lot of time. I mean, and when I say a lot, like that doesn't even truly describe how much time
Yeah.
I've put into this since August, maybe before August. It's been a lot of work on my end. I know my wife is going to be very happy.
Yeah, mine is too.
I am going to transition a little bit into MMA boxing, maybe not every week. I
Yeah.
really don't know what that holds quite yet, but I do think this is going to be a little bit of a hiatus. I definitely need a couple weeks or a week or so, depending. As I say that, I'm gonna have a fighter on and do an interview. No, but I mean, I do think, like, as far as like, I think people don't see a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. Like, yeah, it is become on, and
Yeah,
sometimes it might
nobody
not
ever
seem like
will.
it's scripted. It's not scripted, but we do have notes. It takes time to make thumbnails. It takes time
Yeah.
to post. It takes time to get people together and to schedule and interrupt other people's lives. Like, I don't even know
Yeah.
if he's going to watch this, but like, I do thank Colby for coming on and helping us when he can. And then he got married
Oh
and
yeah,
things got
100%.
busy, and you helped out a lot with the show. And obviously, thank you to you for coming on. And since last year,
Yeah.
I think this year you actually did the full season. I think you're only one episode short last year, but obviously it was something you couldn't avoid. Either way, you made a commitment, and I'm thankful for you for coming on and doing it. It's hard. It's not
Of
easy. You
course.
got kids and stuff, and I don't know how much of this I'm gonna leave on because it kind of sounds like a bromance type thing. But but truly, thank you, because it was
Yeah, of course.
not easy.
Of course.
We hit our goal for the season, which I wanted to get monetized. We did. There's a lot more work to do, but I think now that we've kind of figured it out,
Yeah, no,
so
for sure. And I mean it's fun too because like I feel like that's the whole premise of this whole thing
yeah,
is for it to not be scripted and just to literally have like that natural
authenticity is what you're.
like
Yeah,
authenticity of just two friends and everybody else listening for everybody to just literally say whatever they want to say no matter how crazy it is about a football theory about just like literally the way that I see it is we are sitting at a campfire and we're all just talking noise.
we're just
We're
shooting the
all
shit.
chirping. We're all saying whatever we're saying.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And so that's why like we're doing these wild takes on football and it's just you talking with your boys about football, about what you think,
right.
about why this is what it is. And so that's what I like about it is that, a lot of this isn't scripted. It's just kind of little keynotes to just keep us on track.
Right.
But majority of the time, with our attention spans of rodents,
Pretty much.
we just kind of squirrel off into these rabbit holes of 49er Titan delusion. And then, that Bijan's a terrible running back. But, whatever.
So
I'm
wild.
holding on to it till the day I die, boys.
The only thing you've been ever so wrong about was CJ Stroud. Okay, brother.
Oh
That was
my
it.
gosh, dude.
Look how much has he fallen off. Oh,
Let it go.
anyways.
Let it go.
Well, thank you for listening. Well, I guess I can just go into the outro before I do that.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, thanks for sticking around. Like I said, this is our last episode of the season. I know we clickbaited you guys a little bit there in the beginning. I just thought it'd be a lot of fun.
All right.
Bebo and I did it in season 1, so why not bring it back? A little callback there. But I'll say it again, since I said at the beginning, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. That really helps us with the YouTube algorithm. You can watch this on YouTube, you can watch this on Spotify, and you can watch this on Apple Podcasts, or you can just listen to it. Or you can just go to our website, www.encinasunfiltered.com, where you'll see all our newest episodes there. Not just football, we got MMA and boxing and our interview portion of our show. And in addition to that, you can also check us out on our social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, or X. Sorry, it's called X now. But you can check us out all over our social media. All that's actually posted on our website. You can go to our merch store. We have a new merch store. And oh, we forgot to say what the word, the code, the giveaway. What is the giveaway going to be? Oh man, look at us putting it at the end. Oh, we're scumbags. We're scumbags. What should the code be? I will give it
Oh
to you.
man, what should the Super Bowl? We'll just
There
make it
you
basic.
go. The code for this week for the giveaway, one person,
Super
is
Bowl.
Super Bowl. All underscore, all lowercase. It'll be all lowercase. So look out for that. Sorry for making you listen to all this before getting it to you. We forgot. Full transparency.
Nerds.
Um, but this is the last episode of football, but doesn't mean if you like MMA, if you like boxing, if you like interviews with different athletes of different sports, kind of stay tuned. I don't know if I have an exact date for those things, but that will be happening. And also keep an eye out for our fantasy football draft kit in August of 2026. We're going to possibly talk about the combine. We're going to possibly talk about the draft. We will for sure be doing some pre-rankings for everybody, because I know there's people that freaking draft way too early than they should. But look out for that. And it's been a hell of a year. So everybody, thanks for sticking around. And until next time, peace.